This is the Volkswagen idbuzz, and everything about this car is just so cool. I'm going to be showing you all the cool things and dope features of this car. In fact, this car is so cool that it kind of makes SUVs pointless. So you know what? Let's get started. The idbuzz. I just think that this car is the best electric car. In fact, it's the coolest electric car. For one, the paint color of this car. I love the two-tone paint color of this car. This is the press color of this car, and it just makes the car really pop out. Gives it a really nice and friendly nature. The white and this lemon color. The side view of this car is very, very nice. I love the side view of this car, and this design element here, it's kind of nice. The boxy shape of this car is what makes this car stand out. Let's check out the back view of this idbuzz and see how it looks from the back, because of course the back is also a really nice view for me. I really love the tail lights of this idbuzz. It just kind of wraps itself around the back, really flat and boxy shape in the back here. Something notable is this Volkswagen logo here. This is the biggest Volkswagen logo fitted to any production Volkswagen car, and then you have your idbuzz here. Really nice, clean, simple design from the back. Your LED brake light up here. I would have loved if the rear windshield wiper is hidden under this roof spoiler, just like a Range Rover. But then, that aside, it's just a really nice design for me. The best view for me in this idbuzz is the front. Can't you see the front of this car? It's literally smiling at you. Look, it smiles. What do you think about the looks of this idbuzz? Leave in the comment box below, especially the front. I think this is the best view for me in this idbuzz. It's electric, and because of the shape, there's no front trunk up in the idbuzz. This design element here, kind of looks like Crocs. The headlight looks nice. You have your IQ lights here, which is good, and then the LED lights, which also goes around. Hidden behind this logo is the sensors for the adaptive cruise control of this idbuzz. You also have a camera up front that kind of scans the road when you drive. One more radar down here. Kind of nice way to integrate everything and make it so clean and nice. Okay, so a brief history on the idbuzz. This idbuzz is the reincarnate of the Volkswagen T1. That is one thing that makes this car really cool. And then it's also reminiscent of when I was a kid and my dad would come and pick me up from school in the Volkswagen T1 that time. And it was just so cool. Even as a kid being in that car. Now it's just like me living my dreams again because of how cool the Volkswagen idbuzz is. Let me start things off by saying how excited I am for this car. Especially in the paint color it comes. I love the paint choice it comes. Makes this car really, really stand out. After test driving the idbuzz, I can really say that this is one, if not the best electric car in terms of practicality. Now, this car is just so practical that it kind of makes SUVs, pointless. Because, yeah, of course, many people won't take their SUVs out for off-roading. What is the main purpose of having an SUV? Is the space, of course, which is what this idbuzz excels at. Let's hop inside the idbuzz and I'll show you all the cool tech features and the nice touches here and there of this idbuzz. But before getting inside the idbuzz, let's talk about the main selling point of this idbuzz, which is of course the trunk space of this car. So, the back view for me, really nice. Opening the trunk space is very easy. It's also power operated, and the switch, even though I don't like the placement of the switch to open the idbuzz, kind of low down though, but can't really complain because you can also use the key to open the trunk of the idbuzz. So popping that up, you can see how huge the trunk of this car is. You basically don't even need a front trunk for the idbuzz. It is just so huge and practical. And then for some Easter eggs, you have some idbuzz embroidered into the interior trims. So hopping into the idbuzz, and This is really nice. I love how, you know, how airy the interior is. You can just see the interior color. The dashboard is just so cool. All right, so stepping in, I love the fact that this car comes with keyless go. So you don't have to fiddle with any on button. You just put your foot on the brake. And this, of course, is the gear selector here. You twist it up for drive. You twist it down for reverse and press the P button for park. I love the shape of the dashboard of this idbuzz. Really, really nice. This car is very practical. You have usable space up here. The seats, you can see the ID embroidered into the seats. Really nice color. And then if you take a look at here, you can see a smiley face there, and it's kind of winking. Really nice and cool touch. The seats are actually nice and comfortable. And another cool thing about this idbuzz, it comes equipped with massage seats. And what is driving this idbuzz, the massage seat is one of those features that I really love using in the idbuzz. Volkswagen says that they are more proactive in designing happy-looking EVs going into the future. And well, I think they are off to a good start. The idbuzz has an entertaining and charming personality. Stop me if you think you've seen a more smiley-looking face on a car that makes your life more cheerful. idbuzz for life here. Something special inside this idbuzz that Volkswagen has built is called the Buzz Box. So the Buzz Box is this center console piece here, and look, you have a usable ice scraper in this Buzz Box, and you have a bottle opener, don't drink while you're driving, and you have usable storage space inside this Buzz Box, and of course nice cup holder to place, you know, a nice bottle, which is good. Something cool about this Buzz Box is if you don't want it in this place for whichever reason you think you don't want it, then you can just pull it out. I really don't know why you want that out, but when you have that out, you have more space in the middle, maybe for something like a longer item. I really don't know where Volkswagen wants you to place this when you remove it, but this is the box, of course. Rightly so, the interior of the Buzz is a lovely place to be in. I'm really a fan of the lovely details like the smiley winky face on the door handle, the pause and play signs on the pedals. But my favorite Easter egg is the outline of buzzes, rather enthralling. But what's it like to drive? Driving the Volkswagen idbuzz. Okay, after all said and done about how cool this electric car is, I'll start off by talking about the power level of this Volkswagen idbuzz. Alright, so this Volkswagen idbuzz is equipped with a single motor at the rear, with 204 horsepower and about 300 newton meters of electric torque. It's equipped with a 77 kilowatt hour of battery capacity, which is good for a theoretical range of about 300 miles. But then because of the boxy shape of this idbuzz, the range kind of suffers because it's not really that aerodynamic. So in the real world, you'll be getting close to about 250 miles of driving range, which, you know, for the cool nature of this car and, you know, for just how special this car is, it's not like the most expensive electric car. It doesn't have the best build quality, but because of the shape of this electric car, it's a trade-off I am willing to have. Another trade-off is in the charging. If you can find a fast charging station, the idbuzz is DC fast charging capable of up to 175 kilowatts, which can take you from 0 to 80% in 30 minutes. If you can't find a fast charging station and you're stuck with a 50 kilowatt charging station, it takes 3 hours. The idbuzz is 4.7 meters long and just under 2 meters in width and in height. It doesn't take up a lot of space, but what it does take a lot of is the price. It starts at an eye-watering price of about 57,000 USD, or for the Swedes, 625,000 Swedish krona. Big price, yeah? It also has a big 0 to 60 time, if I should say. It's not really the fastest 0 to 60. 0 to 60 time of this electric car is about 7 seconds there, which is quite adequate. What this idbuzz really excels at is being a really nice and usable daily driving electric car. From the way it's shaped, it has a lot of usable space while it is driving the idbuzz. It really hides its shape well because of the turning circle of this electric car. So the idbuzz, even with its shape and its size, it has a turning circle of 10 meters, which is one of the advantages of the platform which this electric car is built. is built on the Volkswagen MEB platform, which is shared with like numerous of its cars, from the Volkswagen ID3, the Volkswagen ID4, the ID5, the Audi Q4 e-tron. It shares the same platform, which is good for the versatility of this platform, which gives it that, nimble nature, especially when you're, driving around town, which makes the turning circle of this car really, really impressive. And then for practicality, which is one of those things this electric car shines at, it has nice and huge back seats. Even at my height, there's still tons of knee room, tons of headroom and leg room, really nice usable back space. You have some nice amenities at the back of this car, like the foldable table, which is also good. In front, this nice center console here, and a lot of usable space all over in the dashboard. You have a nice wireless charger here, very nice and intuitive place just to place your phone. As a matter of fact, the ID4 is one of Volkswagen's best electric cars because of the space, and I think the idbuzz is going to outsell the Volkswagen ID4 because it just has more space. And apart from the more space it has good view out the front. You have that commanding driving position. Of course, there's no hood in front of this idbuzz, so like you're just seeing right in front of you, which is really good when you're driving in stop and go traffic. Speaking about stop and go traffic, this car is also equipped with the adaptive cruise control. You can just turn that on and it works really nice. It can slow itself down and it can speed up to upcoming traffic. That is really good. In fact, when test driving this car, we took it out on the highway, and even with the size of this car, it really performed very well. Pickup speed in this car is very, very adequate. Thanks to it being an electric car, the electric motors, there's no engine or gearbox to kick down to give you that instant torque. The torque just comes in instantly, which is a plus. And then the comfortability of this electric car, of course, when you have a car that you're going to use as a daily family electric car, you would also need that electric car to be really comfortable. And it has a nice and supple compliance suspension. Driving over speed bumps, it's not harsh. And for the fact that this car is driving on 19-inch alloy wheels and it's on winter tires, it gives this level of comfort. Then it's a really nice, comfortable electric car to use daily. It's all been sunshine and rainbow for the idbuzz, and rightly so, because it's pretty much hard not to be all smiley and upbeat when you're driving this car. But how about the elephant in the room for the idbuzz? It's the infotainment system. So yeah, the infotainment system, which is what has been plaguing Volkswagen's electric lineup of cars. First of all, the touch controls on the steering wheel, they're not as, they look nice, but then they're not really intuitive because they're capacitive touch buttons. And the good news to this is Volkswagen's current CEO has admitted to the fact that this is not like the best user controls, and he has said that Volkswagen is going to improve on that in the next generations of its ID line. So you just have to live with what you have now. But then you can kind of make your way around it if you can figure out when to slide your fingers across, the controls on the steering wheel. Then it's good. One thing again, of course, on this infotainment system is, you use this touch slidey control thingy to control the infotainment system. But then in the night, they are not really lit up. So, you can't really see those buttons on the infotainment system. One thing about this idbuzz is the back glass, they don't really go down. I would have loved if the back glass would go down. There are no controls for lowering the back glass. You only have controls for lowering the two side glasses of this car. This is just me nitpicking at this point. I can live with how cool this electric car is and the practicality of this electric car. So I'm just nitpicking at this point because I know for a fact that Volkswagen would definitely improve on its infotainment system and the touch controls on the steering wheel. But then driving this electric car, like I said, pickup speed is good. And it's reasonably quiet inside this electric car, even though you have these huge door mirrors. I can hear some wind buffeting around this side. That is just because of the shape of this electric car. So it's not overly too harsh when you're driving it. It's relatively quiet and very easy to maneuver and use. And then there's something really that I don't see any reason why you should bother yourself with this electric car. It also comes equipped with 3 driving modes. You have Eco, Comfort and Sport, and it's not really something, having it in sports mode just for me is pointless. Actually, this is not like a sports car. It's not shaped like a sports car. It's not even supposed to drive like a sports car, because while test driving the Volkswagen idbuzz, you know, when you're going around bends, it hooks up to the bends well, but you know, because of the weight and because of its shape, it has a much higher center of gravity, so it kind of rolls around in the bend. It's also equipped with the regenerative braking on the, you know, gear selector here, which you can twist up for drive. You twist it further to the upper part and you go into B mode. And one thing with Volkswagen's regenerative braking is you don't have the full one pedal driving mode. So when you take your foot off the accelerator pedal, the car doesn't really slow itself down to a complete stop. I would have really loved if the idbuzz, you can drive it on one pedal mode. Speaking of braking and accelerating, I love that Volkswagen has also, you know, built some Easter egg in this car. On the brake pedal, you can see it's marked with a pause button. On the accelerator pedal, it's marked with a play button, which is good because, of course, this car comes with keyless go. You get inside the idbuzz with the keys in your pocket. You don't need to turn on any, you know, controls. You just put your foot on the brake, put it in drive, and you're ready to go. And if you are really enjoying this video, especially the idbuzz, please subscribe to this channel. It really means a lot to me. Like this video. And on the subject of that, shout out to Motor Highland for the Volkswagen idbuzz. They have really been of great help getting me the Volkswagen idbuzz in its press color, which Volkswagen released for this idbuzz. The two-tone color of white and the lemon green makes it really stand out. Also, like I said, while using the Volkswagen idbuzz, I can like literally see other people, you know, turning their head to see how this car is. It's just so cool that, you know, when you're driving around town, you just see a lot of people like what's this? What kind of car is this? Because of the way it's shaped. Fit and finish of this car is excellent. But then it's not really like real wood on the top of this dashboard. This thing here, it's not real wood. It's fake. It's plastic. But I really don't mind because of how cool and really practical this car is. You have two cup holders down here. You have an ice scraper and a bottle opener. That's just to show you how livable Volkswagen wants this car to be. The steering wheel it feels great to hold, like every Volkswagen car. It's really nice. It's really agile and responsive. It's sharp. Even with the size of this car, the steering is really direct. It's precise and it's accurate. Makes this car like really nimble. The ID light, which of course is this LED light that has been incorporated on the top of the dashboard. And that light is really good because when you're charging the idbuzz, it kind of, you know, blinks to show you how many percentage. If you're using the navigation system, it kind of points in the direction where you're supposed to go, which is nice. It comes with the park assist function. According to Volkswagen, it has one of the most advanced self-park feature. So essentially you can put on the park assist and it will scan for parking spaces, and if it finds one, it can horizontally or parallelly park itself with few steps on the infotainment system, of course. But check this out, guys, it can also remove itself out of that parking spot. I don't think this is a gimmick at all. There's an even advanced feature where the car has a memory function where you can record and save your driveway, and the car would do it for you elaborately the next time. Okay, so that's all for me with the Volkswagen idbuzz. I really love how, you know, Volkswagen has made electric vans cool. Once again, shout out to Volkswagen Motor Highland for this Volkswagen idbuzz, and subscribe to this channel and turn on your notifications so you won't miss when there's another upload coming on. That's it for me. Thanks for watching this cool video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.